Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Hey you. Yes, you. Have you ever felt like something is missing in life? A secret the world refuses to reveal to you? I used to feel the same until one night, under the silver moonlight, I reached a moment of awakening. A calling from deep within, a beam of light tearing through the darkness of my consciousness. It wasn't an illusion, but a truth that had long been hidden. In this video, we'll embark on a journey of enlightenment, from the ancient philosophies of wise sages to the lens of modern science. The system wants you to stay asleep forever, but the truth is always waiting for those brave enough to awaken. And today, you're about to take that very first step. Are you ready? Let's go, right now. If you want it to sound more dramatic, mystical, or casual, just let me know. I can tweak the tone. You're stuck, aren't you? Caught in the grind of work, stress, and endless scrolling, feeling like there's a greater truth out there, just beyond your reach. I used to be like you until I discovered something explosive. Enlightenment isn't a fantasy, it's real. It's that moment your soul escapes the cage of the self and merges with the infinite, the divine, the universe, whatever you want to call it. Picture this, a blinding silver light flooding your mind, washing away fear like a tidal wave. I felt it one night, meditating in the dark, and trust me, it's closer than you think. The system, school, media, society wants you to believe it's nonsense, just for monks or daydreamers. But here's the shocker, science backs it up. Studies show that deep meditation boosts theta brainwaves, unlocking intuition and clarity. No pill can match. So why are you still living like a prisoner of your own mind? Enlightenment is your birthright, claim it now. Do you ever feel like life is just a meaningless cycle? I used to, worrying about money, fearing the future, thinking happiness was just a fleeting moment. But then I discovered something. Enlightenment is real. A state where pain, doubt, and fear dissolve forever. It's eternal, like a flame that never dies in your soul. When you reach it, the small you, the one stressing about bills or breakups, melts away the infinite ocean. No more suffering. Only radiant peace, like silver moonlight flowing through you. The system tells you freedom is an illusion, that you must live with anxiety. I used to believe that, waking up with fear, going to sleep with pressure. But one night, I meditated and felt a strange lightness, as if a great weight dissolved into nothingness. That was enlightenment. Hindu sages, Buddhist monks, Sufi poets, they all say it's real. And science agrees. Harvard found that meditation physically reshapes the brain, reducing stress by boosting theta waves, unlocking intuition like stars exploding in your mind. So why accept a half-lived life? Imagine waking up without fear. No fear of failure, no fear of loss. I started meditating just 5 minutes a day, and slowly the me began to fade, making space for a greater light. The system wants you to stay asleep, but enlightenment is the key to break the chains. You don't have to wait for another lifetime. It's here. One night, under the moonlight, I felt a silver light move through me. Not a hallucination, but a calling from your soul. Will you keep wandering in their darkness, or leap into the light? Act now. Time won't wait. Have you ever felt lost in this life? Imagine yourself as a tiny spark, flickering in the endless darkness, not knowing where you belong, not knowing who you truly are. I used to feel the same. Every day I chased work, money, and superficial things, yet inside there was always an empty space with no answer. Then one day I discovered enlightenment through Hindu philosophy, and it woke me up. In Advaita Vedanta, it's the moment when Atman, your soul, merges with Brahman, the ultimate reality of the universe. Think about it. You're not just a lost spark, you are part of the cosmic flame burning since the dawn of time. Can you dare to believe you are that vast? The Bhagavad Gita left me stunned. Only 1 in a billion knows the truth. I sat there, book in hand, in awe. Why so rare? Why not me? And then the answer hit me like a wave, because the system doesn't want you to know. They flood your life with noise, TV, social media, the pressure to earn, so you cling to the material and forget your soul. I used to live like that. Waking up with anxiety, going to bed with stress, thinking that was all life had to offer. But then I tried yoga meditation, just to see what it was like. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and within minutes, I felt a deep hum, a resonance, like the universe was singing inside my chest. It wasn't imagination. It was real. It was the calling of Brahman. The system wants you to believe you're small, weak, just a faint shadow in this world. But I'm here to shout, they're wrong. Hindu sages knew this thousands of years ago. You are not this body, not the name on your ID, not what others define you as. You are the infinite. You are Brahman. I used to chase money, fame, but then I realized that wasn't me. That was a fake self, the one the system built to imprison me. One night, I meditated under the silver moon. No lights, like no noise, just me and the darkness. I felt a cool light flowing through me, not from reason, but from deep intuition, as if I was seeing Brahman in every breath. Do you want to feel that? Science also supports this, and that's what amazed me. I used to think meditation was just mystical nonsense, but studies show that mindfulness strengthens connections between brain regions, unlocking layers of consciousness the system deliberately hides. They call it alpha and theta waves, states where you see clearer, feel deeper. I tried it just 10 minutes a day, and I began to feel like I was no longer me, but part of something greater. Hindus say that yoga meditation is the key, not to escape the world, but to see what the world truly is, an illusion masking Brahman. So why are you still living like a shadow? Imagine your life if you knew you were infinite. What would you fear? I used to fear failure, judgment, but when I meditated, I realized there's no failure, only the journey of the soul. The system wants you to forget this truth, but I'm here to pull you out of the dark. It's time to break the chains. Today, you don't need to climb a mountain or go to a temple. Just sit down, breathe, and ask, who am I really? I've started, and I feel the light. Will you? Time doesn't wait. Take action now. Have you ever wondered, do the things we see, touch, and believe truly exist the way we think they do? Buddhist meditation offers a mind-shattering answer. No, everything is an illusion until you let go of the self. Bodhi, or full awakening, is that moment when you see shunyata, emptiness, where all concepts of identity, possession, and even truth dissolve like soap bubbles bursting in the air. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha realized this under the Bodhi tree. He saw dependent origination, the truth that everything exists in relation, and nothing possesses an independent, permanent self. A leaf is not just a leaf. It is sunlight, it is rain, it is the earth, it is time. Likewise, yourself is nothing more than a bundle of passing thoughts, emotions, and memories. I tested this in 49 days of meditation. I didn't become a Buddha, but there were strange moments when the I, with all its worries about work, relationships, identity, began to fade, like smoke blown away by the wind. That state wasn't emptiness in the hollow sense, but a vivid void alive with flow, where I could feel the movement of life without stamping me on it. The system constantly tries to trap you in rigid ideas. You must be rich, you must be famous, you must become someone. It turns you into a slave of personal drama. The stories you tell yourself, I'm a victim, I have to succeed. But Buddhism shouts, let go, it's all an illusion. One night during a Vipassana retreat, I sat in the dark, focused on my breath. Suddenly, through the fog of my mind, a light flashed like the morning star cutting through night. It wasn't physical light, it was the realization. All this suffering is just a game of the mind. Modern science backs this too. MRI studies show that meditation reduces activity in the default mode network, the part of the brain that generates the I story. Meditation isn't about escaping reality, it's about seeing it clearly, seeing that even reality is just a temporary structure of the mind. You don't have to be a monk or meditate for 10 years. Just 5 minutes of silence, asking who is thinking this thought. And the self begins to dissolve like a ghost in sunlight. So what are you waiting for? Sit, breathe, see. Because truth isn't far away. It's hiding in the silence between two breaths. Bodhi is waiting, right here, right now. Have you ever felt your heart melt because of a song, a moment, or something greater than yourself? I've experienced that, and that's the essence of Sufism. In this Islamic mystical tradition, enlightenment is wadat al-wujud, the absolute union with Allah, through divine love. Imagine that your heart doesn't just beat for itself, but for the entire universe, like a fire igniting, not to warm you, but to merge you into the whole. The Sufi poet Rumi wrote, Beyond right and wrong, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When I first read this, I shivered. And then I heard a Sufi hymn. The sound echoed, deep and profound, sweeping me away, and I felt my soul dissolve into the universe. No joke. Do you dare to let your heart open like that? The system, this cold world of logic and materialism, tells you that love is just a fleeting emotion, something you feel and then forget, like a gust of wind that blows by and vanishes. I used to believe that too. Love, then pain, thinking that was all love could bring. But the Sufi whispers a different truth. Love is not a feeling. It is the key to the divine, the fire that burns through the veil of illusion. One time, I tried listening to a Sufi song in the dark, just me and the music. The drums pounding, the voice resonating, and I felt my heart expand, like a lotus blossoming from the mud, merging into something greater. That wasn't imagination. That was real. The call from the transcendent realm that the system doesn't want you to hear. The whirling dervishes' dance of Sufism is a mystical bridge to the divine, and I've tried it. One night I stood in the middle of the room, turned on the music, and spun, not professionally, just spinning by feel. I became dizzy, fell to the floor, but as I lay there, I felt an odd lightness, as if my soul had just flown out of my body, hovering in a silver light. Science says music and movement stimulate dopamine in the brain, a chemical that makes you feel happy, but I'll tell you, this isn't just dopamine. This is living spirituality, a moment when you dissolve into the divine love Rumi sang about. Have you ever wanted to feel that? Do you dare to step beyond your own limits? The system wants you to think life is only about logic, numbers, and days spent under strict control. I used to live like that, locking my heart, fearing love, fearing hurt, but Sufism shattered that wall. One time, I meditated with a poem by Rumi. Let love be your guide. I closed my eyes, and in the stillness, I felt a warm flow, not from the outside, but from deep within my heart, like a sacred fire igniting. Science says love activates brain regions related to happiness. But for Sufi practitioners, that's not just happiness. It's union with Allah, with the universe. The system wants you to forget this, but I'm here to remind you. Love is the key. Can you see it? The system wants you to live with a closed heart, but Sufi shouts, open it, melt into love. I've tried just with music, with a few minutes of spinning, and I felt I was no longer me, but all of it. You don't need to be a poet or a dancer, just open your heart, listen to a song, and let it lead you. Science says it's dopamine, but I say it's the magic of your soul. Will you dare to love like a Sufi? Time doesn't wait. Start right now. Have you ever thought that you are more than what you see in the mirror? Imagine that you are not just a human being, not just a name, a job, or a body, but that you are light, you are life, you are the very essence of the universe. That is what Hermeticism taught me through Gnosis, the divine knowledge that unites you with the All. I once thought I was small, just a grain of sand in the vast desert of life, until I read the Corpus Hermeticum. You are light and life. That line struck me like a bolt of lightning, and then I tried a Hermetic ritual. In a moment I was no longer me. I was all of it, from the stars in the sky to the darkness beneath the earth. Do you dare to believe that you too are light? The system, this rigid world of matter and control, wants you to believe that you are small, weak, just a number in their machine. I lived like that, waking up every day, chasing a paycheck, fearing I wasn't good enough, not important enough. But Hermeticism shouts from the realm of the divine, you are the universe. You are not a prisoner, you are the king of your own reality. One night, I decided to try it. I sat down, lit a candle, and repeated the mantra from Corpus Hermeticum. I am light. In the stillness, I felt a silver stream flow through me, not from the candle, but from deep within, like an eternal flame bursting into life. That wasn't an illusion. That was Gnosis, the truth that the system has buried for thousands of years. Alchemy in Hermeticism is not just about turning lead into gold, it's the art of transforming your mind into eternal light, turning your soul into a star that never fades. I once thought alchemy was just a fairy tale, but then I realized it's not about metals, it's about you. One time I meditated with the thought, I am all. I imagined my mind as lead, heavy, dark, and slowly it melted, turning into brilliant gold, like the sunlight piercing through darkness. Quantum science suggests that our consciousness can connect with everything in the universe. Scientists talk about the quantum field where everything vibrates together. Hermeticism has known this for centuries. So why are you still living like a shadow? The system wants you to forget this power. They want you to think you are just a small, insignificant part. But I'm here to shatter that lie. I once feared failure, feared I wouldn't achieve anything in life. But when I began exploring Gnosis, I realized I was no longer limited. One night, I sat before a candle, closed my eyes and whispered, "I am light and life." I felt a vibration, not from my body but from deep in my soul, as if I was merging with the universe, from the tiniest dust particles to the farthest galaxies. Science says consciousness may be the key to reality, but Hermeticism says it's the divine fire within you. Do you hear that calling? Time is running out. You can't wait any longer. I've started this journey just with a few minutes of meditation each day, repeating, "I am all." I felt my small self dissolve, making room for a greater light. You don't need to be a philosopher or an alchemist. Just sit down right now and imagine yourself as light. The system wants you to stay asleep, but I'm here to wake you up. Quantum science says you are connected to the universe. Hermeticism says you are the universe. Will you dare to embrace Gnosis? Start now, because your light is waiting to burst into flames. Have you ever wondered, is everything you know actually real? The system, the cold, logical world of control, calls enlightenment an illusion, something found only in books or the dreams of the naive. But stop for a moment and think. For thousands of years, from Hindu sages, Buddhist monks, Sufi poets, to Hermetic philosophers, they've all spoken of enlightenment as real, a vivid, profound state where you transcend all limits. Who's right? I used to doubt it. I even mocked the idea, thinking it was just a fairy tale for weak-hearted souls. But then, one night, everything changed. I sat in meditation in the dark, and a flash of silver light erupted in my mind, as if Thoth himself whispered from the beyond. It wasn't a hallucination, it was truth, and I'm here to scream to you. You must find it for yourself. The system wants you blind. They stuff you with lies, telling you life is just material, just work, just things you can grasp. I used to live like that, waking up with worry, going to sleep under pressure, believing there was nothing beyond that meaningless cycle. But then I began to wonder, if enlightenment is fake, why have thousands of masters across centuries lived and died for it? I tried meditation, not out of belief but out of curiosity. One night under the hazy moon, I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and in the silence I felt a vibration, not from my body but deep within my soul. That silver light wasn't some trick of the imagination. It was a glimpse of something greater, something the system doesn't want you to reach. Do you dare to look within? Science supports it too, and that was the biggest shock to me. A 2020 study from Harvard University showed that deep meditation activates the prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain related to higher cognition. They measured theta waves, the state where intuition and insight explode like a starry sky opening up in your mind. I read this and thought, isn't that a sign of the divine? I meditated more, not just for a few minutes, but for hours. And each time, I felt closer to a truth that science is only beginning to touch, but masters have known for a long time. The system says it's coincidence, brain chemistry, but I tell you, it's the doorway to the spiritual realm, where you realize you are not just human, but everything. Imagine your life if enlightenment is real. Would you live differently? I used to think it didn't matter until I felt that silver light, like a whisper from Thoth, from Brahman, from Allah. The system wants you to believe you are just a biological machine, but I am here to open your eyes. Once I meditated in the rain, the water dripping softly, and I felt as if I merged with every drop, every gust of wind. It wasn't an illusion, it was my soul calling me to awaken. Science says meditation changes the brain, but I say that is proof of the divine within you. Who will you believe, the ones who control you with fear, or the call from deep within your soul? The system wants you to stay asleep, but I am here to awaken you, right now. You don't have to wait, just sit down, close your eyes and ask, what is real? I did, and the light came to me. Will you remain blind to their lies or dare to find the truth? Time doesn't wait, act now. Do you think you need to be a meditation master or a yogi living on a mountain to attain enlightenment? Wrong. You don't need robes, you don't need caves. You just need a moment of stillness to hear the whiff from the spiritual realm. I've done it. One night, tired of the dizzying cycle of life, I sat down, closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and asked, "Who am I?" Just a few minutes, and I felt like silver moonlight poured into me, cool, radiant, like a sacred fire igniting in my chest. It wasn't a dream, that was real. You can do it too, right now. Are you daring enough to try, or will you let the system keep you asleep forever? Imagine, you sit down, just 10 minutes repeat, "I am light." That's how I started. No complicated instructions, nothing but willpower. The first time I doubted, but then I felt a vibration, like my soul was awakening after thousands of years of sleep. The system wants you to stay asleep. They bombard you with noise, pressure, fear, so you think you're just a machine living day by day. But I am here to shout, you are not a machine. You are fire, you are light, you are the power they can't extinguish. Once I meditated in the park, the sound of birds, the wind blowing, and I felt like I merged with everything, like a drop of water dissolving into the ocean. Do you want to burn like I do? The system wants you to believe that awakening is far-fetched, something only for special people. I used to believe that. I'm not a meditation master, I'm not a poet, just an ordinary person with an ordinary life. But then I realized, enlightenment doesn't discriminate. It's within you right now, waiting for you to awaken. Science says the same. Research shows that just 10 minutes of meditation a day increases theta waves in the brain, opening up intuition and insight. I tried it. Just 10 minutes. And I felt like silver moonlight flowed through me, dissolving all anxiety. The system wants you to stay busy, but I want you to live right now. Will you let them win, or will you stand up? Want to go deeper? I have a secret for you. Join Insights Academy through the link below. Get Kybalion for free, the book that unlocks Hermeticism and guides you to Gnosis. But hurry, this offer is ending soon, and I don't want you to miss out. I read it, the pages were like flashes of light, helping me realize I'm not just human, I am the universe. You don't have to wait, just click join and begin your journey. Comment "I am awake" below the video if you're ready. I want to see you stand with me. Once I meditated with Kybalion in hand and I felt like Thoth was speaking to me. You are ready. Are you ready? Imagine your life when your soul awakens. No more fear, no more limits. I used to live in darkness, worry, doubt, fear, but when I started meditating, I saw the light. You don't need to be someone special, just be you right now. The system wants you to hesitate, but the universe doesn't wait. One night I sat under the stars asking, "Who am I?" and felt like the stars answered, "You are everything." Science says it's brainwaves. I say it's your magic. Don't hesitate. Sit down, meditate, and ignite right now. The universe is waiting. Will you respond? You're at a crossroads. One path is the system, darkness, chains, suffering. The other is enlightenment, light, freedom, eternity. I've made my choice and my life has transformed. Will you let the system win, or will you listen to the whisper of your soul? Act now, because every second you wait is a second you lose yourself.